You
I
are
really
enjoying
love
a
this
relaxing
place.
meal with
The
friends.
food is always so...
Are you okay?
Suddenly, your chest jerks and a strange sound escapes. A few seconds later, your body does it again. Hic. Everyone turns to look at you. You hold your breath, drink some water, and wait anxiously. But the hiccups return. How can such a tiny sound take control of your body? What exactly is jerking inside your chest? Hiccups often seem to strike without warning. Yet something hidden inside your body has quietly triggered this sudden reaction. The real story begins just beneath your lungs, deep inside your chest. There sits a broad, dome-shaped muscle called the diaphragm. It separates your chest from your abdomen and powers much of your breathing. When you inhale, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This downward movement creates enough space for both lungs to expand fully. When you exhale, the muscle relaxes and rises again. Most of the time, this entire breathing process feels perfectly smooth and automatic. You rarely notice this quiet movement happening beneath your ribs.
Trachea,
A hiccup
Yeah.
suddenly
lungs,
interrupts the quiet rhythm
diaphragm,
with one
liver,
sharp
Yeah.
muscular
stomach.
contraction.
right lung, left lung.
The diaphragm contracts sharply, without your permission. A sudden burst of air rushes upward toward your lungs. Then the small opening between your vocal cords abruptly snaps completely shut. That closure creates the familiar sound hic. So that strange noise does not actually come directly from your stomach. It comes from your throat closing after the diaphragm jerks. The entire event is an involuntary reflex, controlled far beyond your awareness. That means your body performs it before conscious thought can intervene. Several important nerves help carry the signals responsible for creating this reflex. One is the phrenic nerve, which controls the diaphragm. Another is the vagus nerve, connecting the brain with many internal organs. Nearby sympathetic nerves may also carry information toward the nervous system. Together, these nerves form part of a rapid communication pathway through your body. Signals travel toward networks in the brainstem. The brainstem normally coordinates essential automatic actions including breathing and swallowing. If the hiccup pathway becomes activated, it sends instructions back toward the breathing muscles. The diaphragm contracts. The throat closes. The sound appears. This same automatic sequence may continue, repeating itself every few seconds. You cannot simply order it to stop. Your conscious decisions and automatic reflexes operate through very different neural commands. That is why fighting hiccups can feel surprisingly frustrating. But what activates the pathway in the first place? One especially common trigger is a stomach that expands too quickly. Imagine eating a large meal faster than usual. Your stomach stretches as food and air arrive. This may irritate nearby structures connected with the hiccup reflex. The diaphragm sits just above that expanding stomach. Suddenly, the reflex has a reason to fire. Eating quickly also makes you swallow more air.
This is a
Carbonated
drink.
drinks
See the
introduce
bubbles
even more
entering the
gas
esophagus.
into an already
Now they
crowded
reach
stomach.
the stomach. Watch the bubbles expand.
The bubbles expand inside your stomach. Hic. Alcohol can also provoke short episodes in some people. Very hot, cold, spicy, or irritating foods may contribute to a sudden temperature change. Can sometimes activate the same sensitive reflex pathway. Even laughter may disturb your breathing rhythm. You laugh, gasp, and swallow air almost simultaneously. Excitement and emotional stress are also familiar triggers. However, not every hiccup episode arrives with an obvious explanation attached. The responsible trigger may be brief, subtle, or already gone. That uncertainty can make the hiccups feel completely random and unpredictable. Fortunately, these ordinary episodes usually are not dangerous. Most ordinary hiccup episodes disappear naturally within only several minutes. The irritated pathway settles, and normal breathing resumes. Sometimes the hiccups continue because the reflex keeps restarting itself. Each new contraction arrives before the entire reflex system has fully settled. This creates the annoying rhythm everyone recognizes. Hic. Pause. Hic. The timing and frequency can differ greatly from one person to another. It may also accelerate or slow during the same episode. Trying not to hiccup can make you notice every approaching contraction. You may even feel a strange, warning sensation building inside your chest. Then the contraction happens anyway, completely beyond your control. Curiously, humans begin hiccuping before they are born. These rhythmic fetal hiccups can sometimes be noticed by a pregnant mother. Babies also hiccup more frequently than most adults. Their still developing nervous systems may activate this automatic reflex much more easily. Feeding also makes babies swallow both milk and air. This unusual observation inspired one particularly intriguing idea about hiccup evolution. Perhaps hiccups once helped nursing mammals remove swallowed air from their stomachs. Removing that trapped air could create valuable extra room for more milk. In that story, hiccups were once useful for survival. But this explanation remains an interesting hypothesis, not a scientifically proven answer. Another hypothesis reaches much further into evolutionary history. Long ago, our distant, aquatic ancestors used different systems to control breathing. Some researchers compare hiccup patterns with movements used by tadpoles during gill ventilation. Both involve an inhalation-like action, followed by closure near the airway.
Notice the synchronized rhythm of the prehistoric aquatic gill movement.
Ancient neural circuits can sometimes survive after their original purpose changes. Hiccups might be an echo from one such circuit. It is a fascinating possibility, but still only a hypothesis. Still, scientists do not know the true evolutionary purpose of hiccups. The reflex might once have served an important function, now forgotten. It may support another useful behavior during early development, or it may simply be a harmless biological glitch. For now, the mystery remains open. Fortunately, people have invented countless ways to fight it. Almost every family seems to have its own favorite remedy for hiccups. Hold your breath for several calm seconds. Sip some cold water slowly and carefully. Swallow a small spoonful of ordinary sugar. Slow your breathing and relax your entire body. Some people even ask a friend to frighten them. Some of these tricks may interrupt the reflex pathway. Holding your breath temporarily raises carbon dioxide in your blood.
Carbon dioxide
That
markers
change
enter
may
bloodstream.
influence
Breathing
the
control
brain's
network in
breathing
brainstem
control
activates.
system.
New signal travels down to diaphragm. Diaphragm rhythm changes to control breathing.
Slow breathing may help restore a steadier respiratory rhythm. Drinking water repeatedly engages muscles used for swallowing. Swallowing may compete with or disrupt the hiccup pattern. Strong tastes can stimulate sensory nerves in the mouth and throat. A sudden surprise may quickly change your breathing pattern and interrupt the rhythm. But frightening someone is neither reliable nor necessary. Unfortunately, no familiar household trick can stop every hiccup episode. Sometimes the episode was already naturally approaching its end before treatment. The chosen remedy then receives all the credit. Many short episodes stop naturally before any method could truly matter. The safest approaches are usually gentle, simple, and easy to control. Pause your meal, breathe slowly, and take small sips of water. Avoid dangerous challenges involving choking, extreme breath holding, or large amounts of water. A harmless hiccup is not worth creating a real emergency. Most everyday hiccups remain nothing more than brief and awkward interruptions. They may disturb eating, talking, or trying to fall asleep. Then they disappear as mysteriously as they arrived. However, a small number of hiccup episodes stubbornly refuse to stop. Hiccups lasting longer than 48 hours are considered persistent. Episodes continuing beyond 1 month are often described as intractable. These unusual cases are uncommon, but they still deserve proper medical attention. Constant hiccups can interfere with sleep, eating, speech, and recovery. Over time, the affected person may become severely exhausted or dehydrated. Long-lasting hiccups can indicate continuing irritation somewhere along the reflex pathway. Reflux may irritate the esophagus and nearby nerves. Problems affecting the brain or nervous system can occasionally trigger them. Certain metabolic disorders may also disturb the pathway. Some medicines, including particular steroids or sedatives, can contribute. This does not mean every long hiccup signals something frightening. It simply means that the continuing trigger should be carefully investigated. Doctors first look for clues in symptoms and medical history. They may examine the nervous system, chest, throat, and abdomen. Treating the underlying cause often treats the hiccups as well. Medicines can sometimes calm persistent episodes when simple measures fail, so duration changes the meaning of this familiar reflex. A few minutes is usually ordinary. Continuing for more than 2 days deserves advice from a medical professional. The next time you hiccup, notice the rapid sequence. First, the diaphragm contracts beneath your lungs. A sudden stream of air begins moving inward.
Inhale.
Then your
Air
vocal
travels to
cords
the vocal
close
cords.
and create
They
that
close.
unmistakable
Vibration
sound.
creates a pulse. Exhale. Sound pulse exits.
The entire performance happens before you can stop it. A large meal swallowed air, laughter, or stress may have started it. An ancient reflex circuit may help keep it repeating. A simple breathing or swallowing trick may finally interrupt the pattern. Then silence finally returns to your chest and throat. Hiccups are tiny temporary failures of coordination inside an extraordinary breathing system. They reveal how much of your body operates beyond conscious control. They may even preserve clues from the earliest chapters of vertebrate evolution. But their original purpose remains one of biology's small mysteries. Finally, your body settles back into another quiet and effortless breath. Until the next unexpected hit suddenly interrupts your day.